Day. This is Latanya Washington, and I am with registered nurse, now entrepreneur Lolita. And I'm excited that this afternoon that we have the opportunity to talk about how you can make money moves. No matter where you're from or what you do for a living, this COVID-19 pandemic has forced a lot of us to change how we make money. And I am excited because we get the chance to talk about how you too can make money moves right from your very I know there are people outdoors enjoying this Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully, they are staying safe, just like we are here. And I'm looking for friends to bring me over some barbecue. Did you have barbecue today by chance?
No, I didn't have any today.
I know, us. But anyway, I'm excited because this afternoon we get the chance to talk to you because I've had the opportunity to see you doing so many amazing things with your product and how literally selling out of so much. Introduce you to the people first and foremost. Today we speak with registered nurse Lolita and on how she has been making extra cash on the side from home and how you can do it too. And she is the founder and the owner of Nurse CEO, who has successfully transitioned from working 12-hour shifts. Coming from a nursing background myself, I know about those shifts, and transitioned from working 12-hour shifts to becoming a profitable entrepreneur. So welcome to Night School.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited that you are here because you have such great information that you can share with so many of us on how, especially now, how people can make extra cash because not everyone's receiving unemployment. Not everyone's been able to go back to work. They've had reduced hours. And so many people are excited about learning how they can make money from home. And like you said previously, without the income, without startup funds. And so you ready to get in it?
Yes, of course. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So let me ask you this first and foremost, because everyone's literally trying to figure out the truth in the medical field about what really is going on. And so as a registered nurse, what are you seeing in the public that causes you to shake your head?
That is an easy one. The number one thing that I see that people drive me crazy is when they are walking around wearing their mask underneath their nose. That drives me berserk. Because what's the point of wearing a mask if you're not going to cover your nose?
Right, that's true. That is so true. I had someone the other day say that the same thing. It's like, can you cover your nose as
Yep.
well?
Yep.
So I think more people are doing that.
Yeah, that's driving me crazy. I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
it's because
Okay.
their masks don't fit or because they can't breathe in the mask or what the issue is, but hopefully we can provide some education so people understand that they need to raise the mask up.
Okay, so you guys remember, if you're going to wear your mask, make sure it's over your nose too. All right. Okay, that's good. Any other tips?
No, that's the wash your hands. Wear your mask and wash your hands.
And so what is it behind washing your hands that helps in fighting this, of course, I call it the plague.
Because we have to remove the virus, the germs, whatever they want to call it, the bacteria, but it is a virus. So if you wash your hands for 20 seconds or longer, and the friction that you're causing while you're washing your hands is what's helping to scrape that off of your skin, that's what we need everyone to do. It protects you from getting sick from other people, which is most important.
Mhm. Okay. It's the friction and all of
Mhm.
that good stuff. Okay. So that's those are good details and information that we need because you know what sometimes stuff because we hear we're supposed to do it but we don't understand why we're supposed to do it.
Right, right.
Yeah, so that's great tip. Thank you for explaining all of that. So let's get into how to make money moves from home, how to make that extra money without startup funds. Let's get into my first question that I have for you. My second question that I have for you. Um, we already know that this pandemic is not over. And many people have reduced work hours. They are not able to go back to work. So, what can be people do to make money without needing the money to get started in it? Enjoy yourself. Explain, because we know you are doing it.
Well, this is the number one thing I tell everyone out there is that we all have a skill. Use whatever skill that you already have. Don't try to go learn a new skill. Use whatever skill that you already have to make money doing that skill. And trust me when I say that there's always someone who is willing to pay you. It may be they'll pay you $20 and you may need 10 people that pays you $20, right? Or your skill may be a skill that someone will pay you $200 to do, and you only need a couple of people in order for you to pay your car note this month. So first, you need to think about what you have personally and what's available for free. So for me, in my household, my mom is a seamstress. She's been a seamstress my whole entire life. Um, I have been around that. And so when they started asking for people to make face masks, I was like, oh, mom, you should make some face masks. And she was like, I don't feel like making face masks, blah, blah,
Mm.
blah. But then as the days went on and we saw that there was such a huge shortage with face masks, um, I convinced her
Mhm.
to do so. And so what's interesting was the stores were closed. We couldn't go to any store. We couldn't buy anything. But
Right.
luckily, my mom has a huge sewing studio, stocked full of fabric, threads, everything you could possibly need. We had a little bit of elastic. But here was the kicker. I wanted to make black face masks because that was just plain and simple and easy. I didn't want all those colorful face masks because that's just not something I would wear. So I only want to make things that I would personally want
Mhm.
to wear. So she had about a yard of material of black, just plain black material, a yard. And then she had about a yard of elastic. So we made a face mask. I posted a picture on Facebook that we were making face masks. And within, I would say, 5 hours, we had sold out of the little yard of fabric that we already had. And so I knew that we had something here, but now it was time to hustle because I couldn't go to the store and re up, right? And that's the challenge that a lot of people,
Right.
especially in the states where it's still closed, you're going to have to try to figure out what do I have at
Mhm.
home that I can sell or use so that I don't have to spend any money to go buy extra stuff. So, you know what we did? And this is a secret I haven't
Mhm.
told anybody because we couldn't really go to the store. The only store was open was like Target and Walmart. We went to Target and we bought bed sheets. We bought queen size bed sheets and we use it as our fabric. And so that is how, look at your face, and that is how I came up with buying fabric throughout the first month of the pandemic was I bought a lot of bed sheets because I couldn't go to the fabric store to buy actual fabric. So my point is, guys, there's things at home that you can repurpose and use in different ways, and you can charge people for it.
Wow. Now I heard too that you guys got very creative and you began to put initials on the mask. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah. So the
Like
thing was,
logos?
yeah. So the thing was, I had to learn to is differentiation, right? You have to stand out from the crowd because at this
Right.
point we have what everybody with a sewing machine in America is making face masks pretty much. So I had to be like, well, how can my face mask be a little bit different because they're black face masks? So I have an embroidery machine and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this embroidery machine to work. And before I could even figure out what to put on there, people started asking me to put their stuff on there. They would hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or text message and say, could you put my logo? Could you put my name? Could you put my I'm a Dodgers fan. Could you make a blue one? Because so I started getting flooded with these orders. And as I started making the mask, I would take a picture. I would take pictures of whatever I was making. I would post them on Facebook and Instagram. Next thing I know, I had a whole bunch of people coming to me because they saw what I was doing for other people and they wanted a custom mask made for themselves. The cool thing about the custom mask, when you add something to it that's different than everybody else, there's an upcharge. So I went from making a basic, I think my black masks are $12 to making a $25 or $30 mask. And all it took was a little bit more effort and I doubled and tripled my money.
Okay, I'm sitting here in shock. I'm still shocked about you guys going to Target or Walmart and buying bed sheets. I mean, how creative is that? You are very creative. I would have never thought about that ever.
Yeah. And you know
Oh,
what?
wow.
What's
And
so
then you're
I'm sorry.
mhm.
I was just gonna say what's so interesting was that we literally I was sitting here saying, where can we get a large amount of fabric so that we can cut it out, and make it into those face mask shapes. And the first thing that popped into my head was curtains and bed sheets. Curtains cost a lot more money than sheets cost, so that's why we went the sheet route. And sheets are a lot softer.
Right. Wow, I would have never thought of. And so for people out there that may not think about, want to create a mask because of course your mom is able to do it because she's a seamstress. Like you said, you had what was in your house and you were able to utilize that. So what would you say to people that want to still make money? They don't want to make masks, but they want to make something else. Because the
Mhm.
service industry, you can, do what you do webinars and things like that. But are there other products that people can actually sell?
Yes, 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 yes. So what's interesting is the first thing I want to let everybody know is a lot of people think nobody's buying anything right now. That's a lie. People are spending tons of money
Mhm.
online because they're really not going out shopping. So you have to think, what can I do since they can't go do the service themselves? Say for instance, if you are a good car washer, right? My car hasn't been washed since March. I would pay you to come to my house and actually wash my car. And what would that require from you? You probably already have all of the car wash materials at home. It just takes you some effort to go out and get those clients, and you can charge what, $50 a car or $30 a car or whatever the case may be, and you could do that in your own neighborhood for free. So you have to think, what do people need that they can't just readily go buy or go do right now? And you
Mhm.
provide that for them.
Right. And so that's why DoorDash and Grubhub and Instacart, they are making so much money. People are working, especially I'm finding out a lot of millennials doing that. And I think that's something else that people can do because you can make your own hours and you can go out and you can purchase and make good money. I've been told people are making good money just doing by those things, them
Yeah.
and of themselves
hmm I
as
100%
well.
agree. And the other thing I would recommend really quickly is that I do a lot of
Mhm.
selling on Poshmark and eBay and Etsy. And so those type of sites, you can take the things that you have at home and you can sell them. So I literally
Right.
sold like a Xbox, a PlayStation, because I don't use those. Those were for like my godson. He's grown now, so he doesn't use them. So I sold them. I went around my house and literally pulled out things that were just collecting dust. I took nice pictures of them, posted them on Let Go. And next thing I know, I had another couple $100 just by doing some spring cleaning.
Okay. Wow. Just by doing some spring cleaning, I'm already looking around right now trying to figure out what it is that I can put on. You said what were some of the places that you used?
Okay. So if you have something big and you don't want to deal with shipping, Let's Go. That's a neighborhood app where people in like a 10-mile vicinity, they can connect with you. So I actually
Okay.
got rid of I had an outdoor sectional and it was just I never went outside and used it. So I put that on Let Go and within a week that was sold for a couple of $100. I also had some old china that I didn't use. So I took pictures of the china, posted that online, that sold. So I mean, you can just I had old I actually had old not old but vintage napkins, random but true because I'm a thrifter. So I had some old vintage napkins. They sold for over $100, and they had just been sitting under my bed for like years.
Oh, okay, someone just said, yeah, I see you looking around. Exactly. I'm already looking around trying to find out what I can say. But that's interesting because you know what else we have? And I'm glad you said that one app is called Let Go.
Mhm.
It's a local app.
Yes, Let Go is a local app.
Um, okay. And Poshmark.
Yes, Poshmark. That is an app where you can sell
Okay.
clothes or other household items. And then that's super easy to use. You just take a picture and then it connects you with
Mhm.
thousands and thousands of people who have the app, and if they like it, they buy it, and you just ship it off to them. It's pretty simple. Macari is the same exact thing. We
Mhm.
have eBay, which it still exists. eBay is still out there strong. You can put stuff up for auction. So there's
Right.
quite a few of those little apps, and I do everything from my cell phone. I sell everything from my cell phone, and it's super easy.
Yeah, and I love that. And two, for those out there that may not want to use those, like they may not want to use Poshmark eBay because I know that they may have a more difficult time trying to sell because everybody's on there selling. What would you say in regards to the marketing aspect of doing it? We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have so many other social media platforms. So, what are some of the other things that you did? Because I know you took pictures and you just posted them. How did you operate with those? Because I would definitely use an Instagram.
Well, you have to think about SEO, right? Search engine optimization. So whether you're on social
Mhm.
media or you're on Etsy or you're on eBay, keywords, keywords, keywords. So you have to do a little bit of research to see how people are searching for what you have. So you may think that they're searching for a black face mask, say for instance, but really they're searching for comfortable face coverings, right? So it's the same thing, but the way they're searching for it is a little bit different. So you have to make sure that you have your keywords proper, and then that will help people connect with your listings. In addition, those hashtags if you're on social media, because people search social media according to the hashtags. So you could just explore the hashtags that are out there and make sure you use the top ones so that you'll be found when people are searching for whatever you're offering.
That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. As you said, going into the SEO engine and just literally finding out what people are looking for. And I think what happens a lot of times, if people are confused as to how can I become more visible, and they forget about using keywords, and sometimes people forget about using the hashtags. So I'm glad you're bringing that up because sometimes people don't want to go on eBay, or they don't want to go on Park, or they don't want to go on these other sites, but they literally want to just on their do it themselves. So that was some great information. What else you have for us, for people that can literally be able to sell products from home with no money, push it out, putting it in their pocket?
Yeah, so I would I don't want to be a negative
Good.
Nancy or anything, but I will say this. If you're scared to try to go outside of your box, always remember that it's harder to get family and friends to buy from you than it is to get strangers to buy from you. So what I'm saying is it's easier to get a stranger to trust in you than it is for your family and friends. It sounds kind of weird, but that's really the case. So it's
Right.
easier to sell to strangers. It just is. So if you put yourself out there on a platform and you don't know
Yeah.
anybody, you actually might get sales and results faster than you would if you're just selling to your Facebook friends. So that's the first thing. The other thing is that we all have
Yeah.
talents. And so no one's going to buy from you if you're quiet about your talent. I don't care what your talent is. You can be someone who is really good at reading books, say for instance. If you're good at reading books, do you know that they're hiring hundreds of people to be audiobook readers right now? You can sit at home with a nice microphone talking to a recording, and they will pay you for that. So there are so many opportunities out there. You just have to figure out what your skill set is and then figure out how to monetize it.
Okay, so there's something out there for everybody. I know for me, I even put my self on
Mhm.
Fiverr.com, and I didn't even think of it until I began to realize I'm always over there purchasing, and I began to yourself over there too. And so I'm glad you're talking about this and we're bringing this up because it's now time for us to start using. I think Yvette said for us to start using our gifts and talents and start ourselves out there and giving out more information so we can sell who we are. Like we talked about, as you said, what's in your house,
Yep.
and pulling it out of us in regards to giving of ourselves and giving it out to the public, and we can make profit in regards, in regards to it all. What other tidbits you have that you can share with us, Lolita?
Um,
Because
um,
you are a font of knowledge.
I would also say, don't do something just because you see somebody else doing it, because it's not going to work. Just because, say for
Yeah,
instance, you see that I'm selling black face
right,
mask and I'm making a lot of money doing it, and then you start doing it, you're like, but I only sold two. Well, maybe that wasn't what you were meant to do, right? So you need to really figure out what you're meant to do and not follow the crowd. You need to stand out from the crowd,
right,
is what's really important, right? Because being unique is what's going to sell, not being like
right,
everybody else.
right. That is so true because I'm hearing everybody's doing face masks now. And but they're still I'm assuming they're selling out. I just know someone else that's out of Atlanta that's doing face masks. They are selling out. They're selling out. I have another friend who has aromatherapy products. They are selling out. They said their money now that Christmas. And so let me ask you this in regards to what's truly happening, because it looks like more people are shopping online
Mhm.
because we're not able to go out and shop. And so would you say we now need to take advantage of those situations?
Absolutely. Yes, 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 yes. Sell
Yeah,
everything you possibly can online. If you're one of those people who's like, I like to go into the store and you want to touch it, you have to get that out of your brain, because the whole touching thing and the whole being in front of somebody is unfortunately not going to really
right.
happen like it used to happen anymore, period. The whole
Yeah,
60 thing is like our new
yeah,
normal. So you're going to have to think, how can you show off your
right.
product without people touching them and holding them? And that's where videos, your cell phone, use your cell phone, make videos, have other people
Yeah,
touch your product and shoot a video, so you just have to get a little creative, but you can still sell the
hmm,
same things. And then the other thing is, people are really into health because nobody wants to get sick right now. So if you have anything, like you mentioned, aromatherapy
that's
oils,
right.
if you have anything that will help people feel more safe and secure so that they don't have to go outside and
Mhm.
risk getting sick, then they will pay you for it.
Yeah, and even what did I just purchase? I just purchased from someone the other day herb. And the thing is, here's the key. I knew I could have purchased the herbs on Amazon.com, but because they delivered them to me, they just brought it to my doorstep, made a big difference.
Oh,
And they were able to simply explain the herbs to me. That's where I'm buying my herbs. And so
yeah.
it's making a difference. And so for any of us, and go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say
I know
they
we have a delay.
Oh, right. I was going to say that they differentiated themselves by providing that little extra service. They could have put those herbs in the mail and mailed them to you just like Amazon did, but they said, you know what? Let me go above and beyond so that I stand out and so that she'll want to
Exactly.
come reorder for me again. So it's the same thing. Right now, there's so many. We hear in the news that so many businesses are shutting down and they're going bankrupt, but there's literally so many businesses that are exploding right now. Like, for instance, if you know how to clean,
Mhm.
you know how many people are paying people to disinfect and to do cleaning services? Like this, that is a huge multi-million dollar industry that you can easily join. And all you need is the right cleaning equipment. And that does not cost that much money.
Right. So now what now? So now let's go into the quote unquote service industry for people who have maybe a webinar or a curriculum or something of that nature, what would you say to those people, how they can begin to have all of that information available and get it out to the masses? What would you say to them?
Well, I speak from experience because, I have a course that was 100% in person courses that I did all over the country. So when this pandemic hit, I was like, what the heck am I going to do? And I really didn't want to do the online thing, which a lot of people struggle with. But I ended up having to do it, right? I still needed the income to come in. But what
Yes.
I did was I made sure that my online course was almost identical to my in person course so that the people taking the online course felt like they were sitting in my living room with me and not like they were somewhere distant and we really weren't connecting. I also made sure to send them tangible things in the mail. So I send them a whole packet full of wonderful goodies, and that gets them excited about taking the course. Now, that cost a little bit more money, but considering that I'm not doing any face to face and I don't have to rent a venue and all that type of stuff, I have
Right.
that extra money to spend to make them feel a little bit special. So, what I would recommend that if you are doing online
Right.
courses, add some type of tangible aspect that you can mail to them that makes them feel special and makes them feel like they're included and they're not missing out.
Okay, that's some good stuff right there. It's just that extra touch,
Mhm.
especially when you're customer focused. And those are the things that will keep people coming back for more and for more and for more. And even when, quote unquote, the pandemic is over and people are going out and doing a little bit more, they'll still want to come back to you, just because of your great service that you have given out. And I definitely, I'm glad you touched on that because I wanted to talk about that because you're finding more and more people developing webinars and creating curriculum and selling their courses online. I'm hearing more and more companies that are selling these create your course online. And so I think thank you so much for touching up on that as well. And so give us your final thoughts on today or your final words to those people that are out there that still may be trying to figure out what it is that they can do, what's in their house, and able and in order to sell what they have available.
Okay, so this is the key. This is why you guys are watching this Facebook live right now, right? So this is what you need to do if you really need to make money. Say you need to make your car note next month, and you're like, I need $400. Okay, this is what you need to do. You need to sit down with a piece of paper and write your goal at the top. So if your goal is $400, say I need to make $400 in 3 weeks, whatever the case may be. Underneath that, you need to sit down and brainstorm every type of skill and every type of ability you have to make money on that sheet of paper. And it could be, you may just sit, it may take all day because you may be like, I don't have anything. But as the day goes on and your brain starts thinking, you're going to start writing more and more down. And literally, all you need to do is go
Right.
one by one. If the first thing doesn't work, go to the second. If the second thing doesn't work, go to the third. Just keep going, and you will start to see the money to flow in. I guarantee you will see some form of money start to flow in when you realize that you have the ability to make your own money at home.
And just so basically stay disciplined and consistent.
Yep, absolutely.
And then just keep going on. And I love that because that's actually the plight of the entrepreneur. You literally have to do things, you have to stay disciplined and you have to stay consistent in it in order for you to begin to become profitable in this arena. And so I'm glad you touched on that because a lot of times people jump on and they see them doing something else and they look like it, they see that it's profitable for them, but it may not be for you. But you have to stay consistent in what it is that you're doing. So finally, I want you to touch on those people out there that feel like they have nothing to sell, or they keep jumping around trying to figure it out. What would you say to encourage those people in regard to you do have something within?
You do. You have to trust the process and trust yourself. Just know that if
Yeah.
God gave you the image, that if God gave you some type of skill, there's a reason you have that skill, right? use it to your advantage. It could be something
Yeah.
as simple as you are an expert person who knows how to make like the best lasagna in California, right? Whatever the skill may be, use
Right.
that to your knowledge.
Right.
Start doing to go orders of lasagna. You'll be surprised at how many people will order that. So everyone has a skill that they can use and people will pay them for.
Okay, as you said that. So to you all, remember you are gifted and you are talented. You are created to create. You have a skill, whether it is a service, whether you have products, whether you have clothes in your closet. I'm looking at clothes in my closet right now that you literally can sell today. And simply, as you said, take photos of what you have and put your information out there, and you have to let people know that you have product or a service for sale. And you go and you just go for it, and you go for it. And as you said, Lolita, you'd be surprised at how many people are out there that want to purchase from you. We
Hmm.
just have to go for it, and we have to say it shall happen, it shall come to pass.
Yep.
And I'm glad we talked about this today. And so, for you all that may want to get in touch with her to get more information, where can they find you, girl?
So on all social media, I'm the Nurse CEO. So the Nurse CEO, that's where you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere.
Okay, so she is everywhere. So, nurse, the nurse, or nurse CEO?
The the Nurse CEO, right?
The Nurse CEO. You can find her, you guys, on any social media out, and definitely follow her, period. Whether you're purchasing a product or whatever you're looking for, follow her, because she's providing us with some great information that you will need. Maybe you don't need it now, but you need it later. And you also may have people out there that need her services. And so, thank you so much for being a part of the night school this Memorial Day weekend. I appreciate you, girl.
Thank you. It was fun.
We had a great time. And so, for you all that are here, thank you so much for joining us. You can always go back and watch this again on YouTube, our YouTube channel, The List Tour. I'm excited for all of you all in your future and the things that God has in store for you. This is a new day. Is the new normal. This is your time. This is your day to shine, to go forth. And even as I know that Miss Queenie always say, to go out and be brilliant. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you so